counts. Charged are 30-year-old Charles Liggins, 28-year-old Kenneth Robertson, 22-year-old Christopher Thomas, 22-year-old Teague Attorney Law
all
says
against 5 men who they say are all members of the Oblock street gang.
That these 5 individuals,
the majority of them picked up Wednesday morning near 63rd and King on Chicago's South Side.
the indictment also charges
Federal prosecutors getting involved because they say the group is responsible for an elaborate string of crimes connected to the shooting. Some involved drug trafficking.
Exactly. So do you got any, I don't want to, stir up nothing, but do you got any, thoughts, on FBG Duck, any thoughts on him? Did you know him?
Who, Duck?
Did you know him before, everything?
Like that, I don't know. Okay. All I know, don't say that shit about Troy, or rest in peace, Duck.
I'm only speaking about this at this.
With a rifle, opened fire on his car. 31-year-old Tristan Hamilton performed under the name FBG Cash. Police say he was driving near 81st and Ashland when the shooting occurred. A 29-year-old woman was asleep in the car.
Now at 6, the brother of local rapper Lil Durk is dead after shooting at a club in Harvey this weekend. A police officer also.
Chicago's street gang members now facing federal charges in connection with the shooting death of a local rapper downtown. The charges announced today by the U.S. attorney, who says social media played a role in this case. Our Patrick Elwood.
26-year-old Devon Bennett, also known as rapper King Von.
He wanna be back on the streets, everyone that he let, they gonna be gone.
Shot and killed after a deadly fight erupted in front of Monaco Hookah Lounge.
To be like, no, Von, don't fight, or I didn't know he was gonna fight. He just jumped out the car, and from there is what y'all seen on the video. They got into a scuffle.
Minutes. I mean, how can you be effective in only 5 minutes? And the judge does 90% of the questioning. And so I'm sure that's the way it's going to go down here. And in federal court, it isn't like state court. State court, you have the ability to argue this or argue that. Your defenses are mapped out ahead of time, and the judge tells you what you can and cannot argue.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying with the headband, with the little sunblock? You see what I'm saying? What the? Then I'm gonna step and I'm gonna do the.
So, what you're having here now, YouTube family, is what you're seeing. Basically, jury starts deliberating in the Gold Coast slaying of rapper FBG Duck after being told by prosecutors he was murdered by no other than the notorious Oblock. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break this case down to thorough to let you know what's been going on and what's been transpiring in these Chicago streets, that is, or Chicago courtroom, should we say. So basically, after nearly a 3-month trial, a federal jury that is finally began deliberating late Wednesday in the racketeering case of 6 purported gang members charged with carrying out the brazen 2020 murder of drill rapper FBG Duck. Ladies and gentlemen, the trial has now been finished. The verdict is in.
Now for 6 people, trial is underway now for 6 people charged with the murder of a Chicago rapper gunned down in the middle of the day in the Gold Coast. FBG Duck, also known as Carlton Weekly, was shot and killed while shopping on Oak Street back in August of 2020. Police say the shooters are members of the Oblock street gang. Prosecutors say they used surveillance video and social media videos to link the suspects to the shooting. The trial is expected to provide.
Now, social media played a key part in this case. Social media watched as notorious members of the Oblock known vicinity have fumbled the play by basically telling on themselves over and over through repeated IG lives, through Instagram, through Twitter, through Facebook, and even worse, just brazenly speaking on any platform accessible. Now, there's a guy called Raph Turpin, aka Tall Teasy. He's the one that everybody said that was the main snitch, who Mama Duck also uttered this out and spoke on Ralph Turpin
has been indicted in the murder of a Chicago rapper who was shot.
Now, what make it worse, they're saying that TZ, Ralph Turpin, he seen Duck, he lied about the whole thing, he didn't explain anything that should have been explained the right way. So they've brought about a lot of indictments because of phone calls and cell phone situations that came out of nowhere and unsuspecting to these people. They didn't know they were being followed. Thus, the reason a gang activity situation was implemented on the Oblock members. As you can see some of these things here. Defendants herein for the purpose of maintaining and increasing position in Oblock, an enterprise engaged in racketeering activity did knowingly conspire to murder Carlton Weekly. Now, if you want to know why they're doing that, they didn't just want to go for murder charge only. The domino effects begins. They want a full throttle sweep out of Chicago's ridden gang activities in the city, meaning that other cases are going to be open. Other indictments are going to come after this Duck trial is over with. You watch and see. I guarantee you. Now, the things of this is also the D-Thang's phone call. The D-Thang phone call was the thing that kind of captured everybody. And if you don't know what happened to D-Thang, unfortunately, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's start that story, specifically with a video of the night he unfortunately died.
We in the club on the other end. Go through the front door. You at the front door. And we all get that chill for a second. Right in front of security. We in the club on the other end. Go through the front door. You at the front door. And we all get that chill for a second. Right in front of security.
Now at 6, the brother of local rapper Lil Durk is dead after shooting at a club in Harvey this weekend. A police officer also injured.
WGN's Kelly Davis is live at the Harvey Police Department to explain what happened. Kelly.
Good evening. Harvey police tell me they were doing a routine safety patrols at Club O as it was closing late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. That's when this all went down and multiple shots were fired. Then 2 hours later, another fatal shooting. Police say they are looking into retaliation at
Now, the retaliation of that, I am not trying to connect it to the Duck situation, but a lot of people are, including the feds. Even though we probably heard some things through the grapevine, well, the feds don't care what's true or not. They're going full throttle with this, and the whole task force was brought in to take down the Oblock alleged killers for the situation because it's a tourist place. You can't let hoodlums and thugs, according to the state attorney, he called them that, not me. You can't let them run amok in the city and cause fear and tactics of violence towards the citizens of Chicago. The whole task force had to be implemented. Now, they've went about to do what they could to get rid of the situation, especially after they learned about the brazen situation, which started when prosecutors closed to the situation and they closed the case because Duck basically got killed when he was shopping for his son CJ during his birthday, and that also caused more of the energy the city asking for justice towards the FBG Duck situation. Now, they looked at the dang phone calls. They took his baby mama and tried to subpoena her through phone records or whatever, and a lot of things went down. But first, we want you to meet the suspects. Now, with that statement of that face saying their day has come, you have to understand the jury of 5 men and 7 women were sent basically out to begin deliberations around 5:15 p.m. Wednesday, and the jurors left by 6 p.m. and were set to resume Thursday morning. You know how fast they are coming to this verdict because you got a lot of things in dominoes that were set through it. Now, prosecutors allege that Duck, real name Carlton Weekly, basically was killed during over and over years-long gang war between Oblock and the Tookaville faction of the Gangster Disciples, he claimed. In closing out Wednesday, Assistant U.S. Attorney Jason Julien noted that the testimony had shown Zero Block was an organized. Basically, they meant Oblock, but you know the media, what they say, they don't understand like us. But anyways, they had a meeting and collected cash for its members to discipline those who ran afoul of his rules. So they had a lot of social media things breaking down on what goes on through that Oblock situation. And well, let's just go more to this Duck story.
Multiple arrests of gang members, those who were involved in what the feds say were multiple crimes throughout the city, explaining that murder in broad daylight, they say, was done for a reason. The barrage of gunshots caught on video is hard to forget. The shooting, police believe, was committed by 4 people who jumped out of 2 cars on a busy Gold Coast street, traumatized shoppers, and killed Chicago rapper FBG Duck in August of last year.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here.
Now, more than a year later, Chicago police, the FBI, and federal prosecutors announcing charges, all against 5 men who they say are all members of the Oblock street gang.
That these 5 individuals,
the majority of them picked up Wednesday morning near 63rd and King on Chicago's South Side.
The indictment also charges
federal prosecutors getting involved because they say the group is responsible for an elaborate string of crimes connected to the shooting. Some involved drug trafficking and violent crimes to protect other members, the murder of rapper FBG Duck, violence, taunt rival gangs, and again, improve ranking and status. Chicago police and the feds today saying they hope this speaks to the public and those hoping to commit similar criminal acts.
We are serious about our collaboration together.
Now, they collaborated with a lot of basically law enforcement agencies to get this case cracking and going, and they had a lot of help through informants, through people willing to testify, through people who are actually in these groups and members of that Oblock organizations who, according to the district attorney, actually cooperated and helped. Now, which of those members are, I'll leave it to you street detectives to break that down. Now, what happened with this was that they alluded that it was D-Thing as well who initiated some of the green light to go and get rid of Duck after Ralph Turpin, who basically was told to stay on the phone and watch FBG Duck's whereabouts in that vicinity. And they also said it was too late for certain situations because D-Thing got killed. And what will also transpire is King Von getting killed because the state attorney and them alleged that King Von, that is, also gave a green light to the situation. And they used things such as his social media to pinpoint him as an accurate source of being guilty.
Like, y'all see, I know how the fuck I'm coming, nigga. What's up? I ain't no shit with you on. Big day. I'm at this photo shoot. I'm doing I got a photo shoot or something. See what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? With the headband, with the little something.
If you think that video had nothing to do with nothing, well, they used it and alluded things such as the interview or the brief little intermingle situation he had with DJ Academics right after FBG Duck got killed. Academics will go on and ask King Von, how did you feel after FBG Duck died?
Keep it 100. You and Duck didn't make up. His mom came out. They said, you and Duck.
Gang, how you gonna tell? See that this ain't right. Gang, how y'all gonna say
his mom said that would never happen.
His mama was not there. I ain't never met his mama. I don't know his mama. You see what I'm saying? I've talked to him. You see what I'm saying? And then they deleted all our DMs, so I can't show them the. I don't know why they do that. You see what I'm saying? Like but they ain't gonna show you that. They just want to look like we into it. So,
were you saddened by the news that he was murdered then?
Man, that shit hurt. I ain't go to sleep at night. Can't believe that shit. Hold on, man. Oh, let's talk about some other shit.
Keep it 100. Keep it 100. You know.
So they got King Von laughing in the background and doing certain things that they alluded to that. And tragedy would struck after those situations.
Investigation is called to give an independent review of a deadly shooting where an off-duty City of Atlanta police officer fired shots.
Well, it happened early this morning on Trinity Avenue, and tonight at least 3 people are dead. CBS 46's Barmel Lyons is live tonight near where it happened. Barmel?
Yeah, Rick and Sean, according to GBI, rapper King Von and his group
were at Opium nightclub before making their way here to Monaco Hookah Lounge, then to the parking lot where chaos ensued.
It hurt us. It hurt us a lot. I cried. Some of my friends cried. He had a big influence on us, a really big influence.
26-year-old Devon Bennett, also known as rapper King Von.
He won't be back on the streets, he old. Everyone that he let, they gon' be gone.
Shot and killed after a deadly fight erupted in front of Monaco Hookah Lounge. Two men approached King Von and his group in the parking lot, and an argument ensued. The argument quickly escalating to a shootout between the two groups. Rapper Maximilian says he was there when it all went down.
It was like a lot of chaos. You just heard the shots ring out. It was like rah, rah, you know what I'm saying? There was a few people moving around, but at the same time, like, with stuff like that, you're trying to get out the way because you're trying not to get hit.
Believe it or not, this all playing out right in front of two Atlanta police officers.
One of them was actually inside his patrol car, or next to his patrol car with his blue lights on.
AP treated at the hospital.
On some real stuff, y'all just keep King Von alive.
So basically, it was a lot of karma situations that kept going and being involved in all parties involved in the situation, where one of the suspects who was also charged but couldn't get indicted because he would later basically off himself, and everybody know who that is, and rest in peace to that young one. But King Von manager would speak about King Von's demise later on.
To be like, no, Von, don't fight, or I didn't know he was gonna fight. He just jumped out the car, and from there, is what y'all seen on the video. They got into a scuffle, boom, boom, boom. Then thunderclouds of bullets, like of sounds, that started. Officers were shooting, other people were shooting. It was a lot of stuff going on. Why do you think he punched Quando then? That's what happens when you mix street with music. Right. There's no line anymore. The streets is music, music is streets. It's not entertainment. It's all one pot. It's really pitiful. I hate it. Quando Rondo is alive. When you see or hear the name Quando Rondo, what do you think? And I don't wake up every day thinking about Quando Rondo. I wake up every day like, this man got a mother. I gotta make sure his mother is good, because that's what he was wanting to do. He got 3 kids. Gotta make sure his kids grow up different. To be like.
So you see a lot of people speaking on this situation. You've seen a lot of things transpire, but other things that got people in hot water were the very famous and infamous videos that no other than Boss Top would do. Ladies and gentlemen, this would make things look at people furthermore, as sometimes it's best to be quiet. Boss Top would be recorded in a video that later bloggers would say this is the video of them coming back from the FBG Duck drill, and they're speaking about the murder, and they're doing things like wiping their nose and such things, and that got broken down to that's what the feds used towards this case. Let's check it out.
Exactly. So do you got any, I don't want to, stir up nothing, but do you got any, like, thoughts, like, on FBG Duck, any thoughts on him? Like, did you know him?
Who, Duck?
Did you know him before, like, everything?
Like that, I don't know. On game. All I know, don't say that shit about Troy, or rest in peace, Duck.
So he says rest in peace Duck in that video. If it couldn't get more self-snitching at his finest, he goes more further deep, and you can see how uncomfortable some of his partners was getting as Boss Top kept talking too much about the alleged event that led to FBG Duck's demise.
Okay, he's like, you got anything about FBG Duck? You know what I'm saying? Don't say shit about Troy. That's it. Don't say shit about Troy. Get that guy over there. What ever, you know me. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know I know that. Stop playing. Stop playing. Do that. Stop playing. Talk to somebody else today.
And right there.
Okay, he's like, you got anything?
And right there, that's basically where he does it and alluded to these things. And if it couldn't get even worse, Boss Top continued to talk.
No more. But he just kept going.
Yeah. See my boy, we man right there.
Yeah.
The Ouija right there. This shit ain't no motherfucking chain. This like, it's like a trophy to this our brother, you know? This shit more than the chain. This shit way more than the chain. This shit our lifestyle.
This is why In the hood, in the garrison, no more.
That's why in the garrison, dudes just get splat because they get their own self in trouble. And what's unfortunately, Boss Top got viral moments again where he was speaking after being arrested on his birthday the night King Von died, and he reacted in a way where I understand his emotions, but others called him an alleged rat. I'm not gonna put that jacket on him, but I'll play the video and let you guys decide that.
I think one of the persons that was shooting, they got him. They got one of them. My bodyguard so-called caught one of them. I don't know what he was doing.
It's too late now. It's too late.
But I hear everybody like, that's him. That's one on right there. That's one on right there. My father, that's one on that was shooting. I run towards him. I charge towards him. That's when the police bug up on me when I charged towards them. They, like I was finna hit them. At the time, my man, yes, I was finna bust on his mother. He was cuffed. I was a cowboy. I know how to fight too. I was gonna stick his ass. You know what I'm saying? I was mad. I see my people stretched out on the ground. Then some with gold. All your people? I just seen one of my people. That's what I'm trying to see who else it is. When y'all saying 3, I'm trying to figure out who else.
So it goes deeper. Boss Top was looking at the situation maybe from an emotional standpoint. Others looked at him as cooperating and giving statements that was not necessary without an attorney. Speaking of attorney, Bruce Rivers, that is, will break it down a little bit further more and give it more context as to what's going on with the suspects and what's going on, then the difference between state and federal prosecutors.
5 minutes. I mean, how can you be effective in only 5 minutes? And the judge does 90% of the questioning. And so I'm sure that's the way it's going to go down here. And in federal court, it isn't like state court. State court, you have the ability to argue this or argue that. Your defenses are mapped out ahead of time, and the judge tells you what you can and cannot argue. Our charged in this are all 6 of them. Charles Liggins, a.k.a. C. Murda, Kenneth Robertson, a.k.a. Kenny and Kenny Mack, to Carlos Offord, a.k.a. Los, Christopher Thomas, a.k.a. C-Thang, Marcus Smart, a.k.a. Muop, and Ralph Turnpin, a.k.a. Tall and Teasy. So when you look at what the guidelines are for murder in a RICO investigation, I don't know that the stupid...
Now,
5 minutes.
Bruce doesn't stop there. He goes a little bit further, deeper into things and go in depth into it.
I have the sense, it was a cold-blooded hit, and these are young guys. These are all stupid young guys. Stupid in the sense that they didn't have the sense. It's all about the money. Ain't a damn thing funny. It's all about the gang shit. And there's just too many of these guys dying. But, so we got Duck's dead, there were a couple other injured, and you've got 6 guys. All lives have been lost. Activity. And it's a conspiracy to murder Carlton Weekly, a.k.a. FBG Duck. And in that, all 6 of them have been indicted. Count 4 is assault with a dangerous weapon. Count 5 is... another assault with a dangerous weapon, and these are all fall into the RICO category because it's in for the benefit of the organization. Another assault with a dangerous weapon, count 7 is another assault with a dangerous weapon. So you've got 7 counts, and they're all kind of the same in the sense that they don't all name the come in as statements in furtherance of a conspiracy. So any statements that they make in furtherance of the conspiracy, whether it's on social media or whether they send it to somebody else, not a statement to law enforcement because that wouldn't be coming in, it comes in against the individual.
So basically all the social media things they've been using, they've been saying, this was used against them in the court of law. And what's unfortunate about this, FBG, even after FBG Duck, that is, lost his life, FBG as a record label and crew and staff was propelling to a high degree because FBG Cash had a lot of notoriety and he was up next and he was just about to reach a star status that FBG Duck already reached until he too met his unfortunate demise.
Rapper was killed this morning. A Southside rapper was killed this morning after a gunman armed with a rifle opened fire on his car. 31-year-old Tristan Hamilton performed under the name FBG Cash. Police say he was driving near 81st and Ashland when the shooting occurred. A 29-year-old woman who was asleep in the car was seriously wounded. Hamilton was part of a group of rappers known as the Flyboy Gang. Nearly 2 years ago, another member of that group, FBG Duck, was killed on the Gold Coast. His real name was Carlton Weekly. 4 members of the street gang have been charged in that murder.
So what can we learn from this is that these incidents and circumstances that people are trapped in, but yet they can navigate themselves out, but they fall into the trap every single time. Unfortunately, these folks are not coming back. This is not a video game where you can have certain amount of lives and rejuvenate yourself and come back to life. Families and loved ones and kids will be hurt for the rest of their life. This would have a traumatic impact on their life. So when you watch this video, you watch this documentary, I hope it hones into every single one of your frontal lobes, basically your brain. And I want you guys to understand that what we do have a cause and effect on everybody and those around us. And I don't think a lot of people capture that picture yet until it's the end or until it happens to them or someone around them. Therefore, I think this video was vital. It was needed. I'm your guy, DJ Bless One, the best one. Thank you for watching another episode of I Smoke Hip Hop Live. I want you guys to know I rock with y'all for the better of things, man. Love your family, love your kids, and definitely stay blessed and try to stay out the way and recover yourself fastly and strongly. I'm out.
There's my people shit right now. That wood done turn me crazy. With a brand new black Mercedes, it's still stay la vie, my baby. I see so many Z's, it look like double Z's. OMG, red and blue flag hanging on my back. Extra swag, 90210, you know I'm from the roads. Rock and roll, I'm motherfucking Lauderdale. With the sag, 3 for sale, yeah, I'm on that Adderall. Can't you tell? Yeah, I might be on that perk. Sit on feelings on my shirt.